The movie begins with two men driving into a small country town. We meet Angela Bassett as Ruby, talking to her husband Earl. She asks how long he'll be gone since he's packing his suitcase. Earl tells their daughter not to end up like her mama, stuck cleaning floors. Ruby looks at him like, fuck this guy. Ruby owns a juke joint. One of the men from earlier, Johnny, shows up and says his singer can't make it, but he's got a white guy, Billy. Ruby's like, no way I'm putting a white man on my stage. Plus, Billy wants his money up front. She finally makes a deal, takes his ID, and pays him in advance. Later, she tries to get close to Earl, but he isn't interested and tells her she smells like an ashtray. Their daughter, Emerald, asks to go live with her aunt in Chicago for a better education. Ruby shuts that down, saying Emerald has book smarts but no street smarts, which honestly makes no sense. How's she supposed to learn without experience? That night, Billy performs at the juke joint. At first, people aren't feeling him, but eventually the crowd warms up. Everybody starts dancing. Afterward, Billy thanks Ruby and flirts with her. Later, a white woman in a white dress barges into the juke joint yelling that Billy is her husband. She makes a scene and Billy drags her out. Ruby's pissed. Next morning, Earl packs up and starts a fight. He says he isn't coming back and insults Ruby and Emerald. Tells Ruby their daughter will end up weak and stupid just like her. She swears she's never cheated and asks if he has another family. Earl smirks. You'll never know. Emerald overhears all of this mess. That night, business goes on. Ruby's asked to sing and she kills it. Later, Emerald shows up dressed like a grown woman. I'm clutching my pearls. Ruby smacks her for talking back. Billy tries to invite Ruby over to Johnny's house, but she refuses. Turns out Johnny is secretly gay, but that subplot doesn't change much here. Next day at church, Ruby and Emerald argue again. Emerald repeats what her dad told her, don't end up like Ruby, get out. She begs Ruby to teach her about life. Ruby shoots back.
You want to know why whites hate color, why men hate women? So the worst possible thing you can be is a colored woman?
She reminds her,
You don't know. The world look at me and they see a nursemaid, a whore and a mule rolled up into one and wonder why I ain't serving them. Oh, they waiting for me to stop. I pay more so-called taxes than anybody. More in these Pepperwoods, more in these colored men with run bars in the same parish.
Ruby later calls Earl's company and finds out he quit a week ago. So where the hell has he been? Meanwhile, Johnny fights with his lover Silas. Silas wants them to stop living a lie, but Johnny won't come out. Then Earl pops back up out of nowhere with stockings for Emerald. Says he's been in New Orleans and now he's off to California. Tells her he loves her, then leaves again. Selfish as hell. Ruby and Billy get closer. That night, Emerald sneaks out dressed seductively, hitches a ride, and ends up at a bar. A man gets her drunk and tries to assault her. Luckily, Silas steps in, pulls a knife, and saves her. She comes home shaken but unharmed. Ruby scolds her. Emerald snaps back that she isn't a dog. Later, they apologize. Billy shows up again and seduces Ruby, but right after, his wife storms the bar with a gun. She tries to shoot herself but ends up shooting Billy in the neck instead. The next morning, Ruby packs everything, signs over the deed to Johnny, and leaves town. She tells him no one would believe her version of events anyway. Ruby and Emerald drive away. Emerald says Ruby's just scared. Ruby admits that she is, because if she stays, her daughter will be left alone when they blame her for Billy's death. They keep driving. Emerald asks if she's still scared. Ruby says for the first time in a long time, she isn't scared at all. And that ends this movie, and here are my final thoughts. Alright, let's talk about this movie, Ruby's Bucket of Blood. I'm surprised that I've never seen this movie prior to watching it this time, especially since there are so many actresses on there that are popular. As far as the movie's concerned, I would say it's like a Lifetime movie. Some things I notice, especially in black movies, is that the black female protagonist always gets the shit end of the deal. And it's like black women just can't be happy. They're always getting cheated on, beat on, lied to. Like there's always something going on. And I really dislike that in black movies, but I guess that's just what our genre is when we're watching it. I did not like the husband in the movie for obvious reasons. He was shady, and the fact that he told his daughter to not end up like her mother was really problematic to me, because then not only are you telling her not to end up like her mother, but then you abandon her with the mother who you say not to end up like. But during the argument he had with Ruby, he was like, oh, the daughter's gonna end up just like you with her legs open soon. And I'm like, ew, like disgusting. But I'm like, you're not even safe as a black woman with your own father sometimes, because you got these negative views of me and I'm a child, I haven't done anything. And then you could tell that hurt Emerald, because then she started to wild out. She was wearing makeup and showing up at the clubs and stuff like that, and I don't know what she was doing necessarily. I kind of feel like she was trying to find somebody that could take her out of that town, because she wanted to go to up north with her aunt to go to school up there, because she felt like the education would be better. And Ruby had a little bit of a crabs in a bucket type of thought process, where she was like, oh, you're not smart enough for that. You're not street smart. You're book smart, but not street smart. And as a child that was told that, it's like, okay, if I'm not street smart, what is it that I need to know? And there's no way to teach anyone that. They have to learn it on their own. So it's like she was coddling her or trying to protect her from some fate, but in reality, you have to let your children live. And then I was thinking about the white savior thing that happened in this movie too. You see that in a lot of black movies. There's always a white savior that comes and supposedly is supposed to be the person that makes everything better. In this instance, it didn't work out for him, and it wasn't because of anyone that's black in a movie. It was because of his own wife. And I'm just like, I am so sick of this white savior. We got the black female that's going through all this horrible things because of a black man, and then we have this white savior that comes and saves her from her reality or something like that. And I'm just like, that's just really, I hate that storyline. Also, we got Johnny and his boyfriend Silas, and I was like, I don't really see how that fit into the movie. It really didn't add to the plot any, if that makes sense. Like, what was the reason to bring that into this movie other than to want to add a little LGBTQ element into the movie? Like, I would have loved for that to add to the plot of the movie. It was just kind of like, we're just gonna throw all this into this movie, so then it seems messier than it actually is. Or maybe they wanted to show that Johnny was going through his own coming out of the closet situation or something like that. I don't know. But overall, I would say it's an okay movie. I give it a 5 out of 10. It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but it also wasn't the worst. And the plot kept moving, and I felt like it ended right. It was a bad ending, but also good at the same time. Like, sad that the white guy died, but also good that Ruby was able to get out of that town finally with her daughter and show her more than what she was able to in that town that she was living in. Anyways, that's it for this movie review. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.